So I want to talk about Kanye West and his slow and steady descent into insanity, and the fact that he has now said things that are so inflammatory that mental illness is no longer an excuse, according to like CNN. I saw them say that, and I couldn't believe they were saying it. They repeated it. They're like, no, mental illness is no excuse for. That's a hot take if you ask me.
Yeah, this is a problem because that's my excuse.
I don't care if they're not even capable of controlling what they say, and they don't even know what they're saying. They say anything about any people at all. That's it. Like,
Yeah.
really? but we're all agreeing that he's insane and he doesn't know what he's saying, and we should probably like put him under a conservatorship or whatever, like they did Britney Spears, and get some experts in and like some people who love him and look after him. And they're like, nah, he talked about
debank him.
Debank him.
Yeah, he got debanked by JP Morgan.
Oh, that really happened.
They
I forgot when you first
debanked
said it.
You thought it was a funny joke. Why?
For a second, I forgot they debanked him.
Yeah, that's old news now. I think we mentioned that last week. Like that was one of the first things.
Yeah.
And I saw like JP Morgan, they held Epstein's shit after it came out that like he was doing wild stuff.
Hold on, I don't think Epstein said anything about people.
He didn't say a damn thing. He kept his mouth
well, that's true, but I would say
Epstein's
that
like,
But you're acting like Epstein said things and he did not.
Epstein's
I'm putting too much weight in the island. There's an island where they rape children.
Now you're kink shaming. Jesus, Taylor.
God damn, just doubling down on my anti-kink bigotry.
So Kanye's in a lot of trouble, and the best
What's
part
going on
is,
now? I saw the parlor.
The parlor thing is so good because I think Kanye's worth. All right, so these numbers are round numbers, but it's like what I heard on the internet. I think Kanye's worth like $2 billion or something. Is that right? Or maybe he's 100 billion. It was some enormous.
Not
amount
100 billion, but he's a billionaire. Yeah,
I thought it was $2 billion, like between his shoes and everything.
Google says 2 billion, so let's go with it.
Yeah, so he's got $2 billion fucking dollars, an enormous amount of wealth. And Candace Owens and her husband, they're these right-wing African American, you could say, provocateurs. And they're political pundits. For those who don't know,
she used to be liberal.
Yeah, she's a grifter.
No longer. She's a hell of an actress.
That's not where the money was.
And so she had this movie come out called like The Greatest Lie Ever Sold or The Biggest Lie Ever Sold or something like that. And I can't even remember. It's about BLM. It's about how Black Lives Matter is a big scam. And so Kanye West and some other silly people show up at the premiere, and they're calling it like BLM's funeral. So they're all wearing black, looking somber, making frowny faces. And then the next thing you know, see, there's this the conservative social media thing called Parler, right? Mm-hmm. Her husband owns that shit. Kanye just bought it for like 45 mil or something like 40-50 million dollars. Nobody else was swooping in to buy this defunct fucking conservative right wing.
What is the user base like? What do they know how like? Who is on fucking Parler?
I bet he paid 50 a fucking user.
$50 a user. Maybe. I have no idea.
I read that it was 0.1% of Twitter's activity. Like that's a comparison.
Is it like Twitter? Like you just
0.1?
Yeah, not 1%, but a tenth of a percent of Twitter.
No, I don't want to join. I just want to see what the fuck it looks like.
I mean, that sounds like if Shroud's doing a big stream or something. Like I don't know
right?
Like how big is that? I don't know.
It's like when Tarkov does a wipe.
I can definitely that strikes me as some opportunistic shit from Candace and her husband to be like, yeah, come on in. Also buy this thing that's totally not failing. This is a great investment. Like she's
taking advantage of the mentally ill.
Are
we okay with that or not okay with that? I think we're okay with it.
I'm not okay with it. I like Kanye as an artist. Like he
does make some catchy tunes.
I think he's lost his fucking mind. I think he's actually having a mental breakdown here, and he's just like saying crazy stuff. I feel bad for him, but it's real funny to watch. And like, I mean, he's a billionaire, so it's okay, right? Like that's the thing. Like that's why it's okay to like watch somebody spiral, because he's a billionaire. So no matter what, no matter how bad he fucks up, if anyone else, if I heard that somebody else had been grifted for 50 million, I'd be like, oh no, what's going to happen? Because like not everybody has 50 million to spare. Even if you're a celebrity, like 50 million, I don't know how much money, say like, I don't know, Tobey Maguire. How much money does Toby have? I doubt he's got 50 to throw the fuck away. You know?
Yeah,
right?
definitely not.
But Kanye does. So it's like, he'll be all right. And the funny thing is, he's big enough that like he might be able to make it worth 50 million and get out from under it. Like he might be able to do that.
Maybe
like
he is popular.
Sane Kanye, who's not saying anything about people, those wonderful people. The best. Some say the best.
All the people are talking about they're the best.
The best.
Kenny, though, to me, Parler is yesterday's news, right? If you're conservative and you're looking for a circle jerk, you go to Truth Social. That's that's where you want to be on Trump's new platform.
Trump's thing, yeah.
Parler is the one that Trump wouldn't go to because he wanted to get paid. He's like, my presence on Parler is going to make Parler worth a ton. You should pay me a ton. Make it worth my while to post over there.
Yeah.
And they didn't or couldn't.
Half ownership right away. If I own Parler, I'm like, all right, Donald, you own half of this thing now. Get in here and start tweeting.
I think they gave him 90% of Truth.
Oh shit. Trump's he's a businessman.
Art of the deal shit, man. Yes. I hear everything about Truth Social. I hear that the thing is absolutely failing, that they're not paying their hosting companies, that they're millions in debt, but it's been occupying more of my news universe than it ever has before. So
I would never go to any of those places. The only way I know that Truth Social exists is because occasionally Trump's tweets are
makes news.
Well, his tweet specifically is screenshotted. They're not called tweets, whatever they're called.
Truths.
See, that's lame as fuck.
Really? I think it's good. So I think it's bad for humanity in America to have everything Trump writes called a truth. But I think the marketing is good. The fact that these are truths that you're making. When you say it, this is it. I think
Trump made a truth today.
Yeah.
That was a lie.
Right?
Like they usually are.
I mean, it looks like Truth Social had like 9 million visitors in September. Not great. But Parler only saw 1.25 million.
Wait. Explain to me how an app only had 9 million total individual users or impressions, like visits, because visits is pathetic.
It's not visits, it says visitors. So I guess I guess that's total unique users.
That's what I was
So Parler 1.25 million visitors, Truth Social 9 million visitors, Gab.
All right, they're cooking with gas if they got that many. Look, it's not a global phenomenon or anything.
I guess 9 million's a lot.
You got 9 million.
It doesn't seem like that.
I just pictured that meaning like probably 5 million who are actually on there a few times a week doing a thing, touching it. Like plenty of people downloaded it, never did anything again. But like that's a lot of people. You can influence things with that many people. You can do things with that many people, like big things. That whole January 6th thing, like how many people were there? A couple thousand, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but online numbers aren't.
They're in person. Yeah, but
they're not. But
you take the online numbers and I'm sure there's like the Drake equation is that equation they use to like calculate how many intelligent like civilizations should exist in our universe, and you're plugging in numbers for unknown.
So how many intelligent people are on Truth Social in this
exactly?
I mean, clearly 9 million.
It's like the Drake equation, but in reverse. But poor Kanye. I keep saying poor because
he's not poor. He's worth $2 billion.
Rich Kanye is in a tough spot though. Like I saw he was on Cuomo's show. I didn't even know Cuomo still had a show.
He's on some network I've never heard of now.
Yeah, it's like News Nation, right? Something like that. And I don't know. I guess it's just a YouTube channel, maybe. But it seemed it was getting hundreds and hundreds of thousands of views. Like it wasn't like a blockbuster or anything. But when you compare that to like if you've ever looked at like, we always thought of CNN as like, holy shit, Tom Brokaw's on there. The news is being spoken like way back in the day when I was a kid.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder how many people were actually there live listening to Tom Brokaw at night. Was it millions and millions because there were so few like channels? Was that the deal back then, you think? Like Walter Cronkite.
I think so. I think there were just 3 news channels.
But I think by the time it got to like modern times, like 20 teens, CNN's getting shit on by like the top 10 people on Twitch every night. You know what I mean? Like maybe like a million people might tune into the most popular thing, right?
Sometimes I think though that they grade it a little harshly, and here's where that comes from. They're like, ooh, this person sucks. He had 800,000 live viewers. And I'm like, all right. But they're going to take that show. They're going to make 9 YouTube videos out of it. They're all going to get a couple million views, this and that and the other thing. And by the time it's finished, the amount of people who are influenced by that is way larger than the 800,000 lives that you're comparing it with.
Yeah, it's if they cover their,
but it's not what
like
it was.
That, like a modern company does. Like I don't think
That's
they were really doing that
the,
right away.
That's
they
how I see the
that
news.
Thing where they diversify. They had their like tentpole program up, and then they were like, all right, cut your 10 YouTube videos, get your 20 social media clips, and fucking get together, team, go. Like they weren't doing that in 2010. Like now they do. Now when
like what Conan did, like he was one of the first late night guys to put all his shit on YouTube, and it got huge.